NXT UK Championship, Walter versus Ilja Dragunov.
Well, here's the thing.
This could be the last gasp for these guys. Just go out there and beat the fuck out of each other. So,
if you had a guy who your audience wasn't familiar with, but you really believed in and you liked him and you wanted to bring him into your territory here, okay, work with me. And he on his first night in, he's wrestling a guy who's not booked on your your pay-per-view, your big show, whatever you want to call TakeOver. Okay.
This is just a complete hypothetical, unrelated to this match whatsoever.
Complete hypothetical.
Right? Yeah, okay. All right. That's what I thought.
Of course you'd have him lose to the guy that's not booked on the pay-per-view
sure.
or doing anything important with a fucking distraction finish. Right? And then, so he loses to Pete Dunne thanks to a distraction finish. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. He'll beat Pete. This is such a perfect guy to beat because Pete Dunne is credible. He's pushed. He's a great wrestler. And he's not involved in anything right now. So Dragunov could just beat Pete Dunne. And it's a nice, strong win to tell the audience this guy's for real. And he's a threat to Walter.
Yeah, he might beat Walter. Walter's beaten his ass before, but goddamn it, Ilja Dragunov's he's on fire. He's won one in a row. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This Pete Dunne is no slouch.
Yeah.
And he beat Pete Dunne clean in the middle.
It makes sense. You know? Okay.
That's classic booking, right?
It seems to make sense. Yeah, you're gonna build up a guy for a match in a pay-per-view and have him win as opposed to lose on the way there. Yeah, I can vibe with that for sure.
Because you're not worried about Pete Dunne right now, right? Pete Dunne is your gatekeeper right now. But no, Walter comes down, the music hits, and Walter comes down. And of course, because Ilja Dragunov is a WWE wrestler.
What is this?
His mind is just melted by music playing. So, and then, you know, he loses via fucking distraction finish to the guy instead of winning. And this is a guy who was already booked for the fucking world title match at the fucking pay-per-view. Then the next week, he beats Roderick Strong, so you're thinking, okay, they saw the error of their ways. So Roderick Strong's a guy who's very similar to Pete Dunne. He's not involved in anything right now, but the fans respect him. He's a quality wrestler. That's a good, solid win. So, all right, we're back on track. But then what happens? By the end of the show, Walter's beating the living shit out of Dragunov anyway, and beating the living shit out of everybody else that's in the ring as well. Throwing bodies around all over the place. So you think they get back on track and do things the right way, and then 45 minutes later, Walter's just beating the fuck out of the guy again. What the fuck are we doing here? Does anybody in that room know what they're doing?
I thought they had smart wrestling minds there. I think they have smart wrestling minds there, but I'm not so sure anymore as I watched NXT lately. I don't know.
Here's how you do it, Rich. He beats Pete Dunne in the middle of the ring, and is standing tall as the show goes off the air.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe Walter watching from the stage. Mm-hmm. Maybe you sense.
Yeah, Walter arms crossed, thinking, oh man, I thought I had this guy's number, but he looks bigger and better than ever.
You know what, Walter looking worried, but maybe just a small crack.
Yeah.
You notice because he beat a guy like Pete Dunne. Maybe Walter's nodding his head like, okay.
A sarcastic clap maybe would work.
Yeah. So we go off the air with Dragunov arm held high. You fade to black with a nice clean win over Pete Dunne. And then the next week, he beats Roderick Strong clean in the middle, and you do the same thing. And then maybe Walter gets in the ring this time and holds his title up in the air, and they stare each other down. That's how you do it.
It's not going to work, Joe.
And I don't think I'm any kind of genius. Is that any kind of genius scenario?
That's how wrestling worked for 70 years. And it worked pretty well.
Why do they do what they do?
I don't know.
Why? This is why NXT should die. Because this is what you were talking about before. Who needs this? Who needs it? We need 3 nights of this? Do we need 3 nights of this? Do we need a yellow Raw? Is it really necessary? Do we need this in our lives?
I believe it's gold. The black and gold brand, not yellow.
Do we need heavy metal Raw? Do we need it?
Right. Poppy Raw.
Yeah. Do we need this? Like, just blow it up then. Why do I need to be frustrated about a third group of wrestlers that should be booked better? Right. Why do I need this in my life? Why couldn't Walter and Dragunov just stay on fucking Beans on Toast Raw? Which is still the last.
It's so much better. Oh my god, people don't realize. You have to watch NXT UK is fine. It's like perfectly acceptable pro wrestling.
Perfectly replacement level wrestling.
But that's all I want. Guys come out, I don't know who half of them are, and they have real shitty promos, and then they win matches or they lose matches, and it's fine. It's okay.
Yes.
The corpse of Johnny Saint appears sometimes. It's fine. It's like
one thing builds to the next. Sure, pretty deadlier the tag team champion, but it's replacement level wrestling, and that's all I fucking want sometimes. Who needs bad Yellow Raw? None of us need it. Blow it the fuck up. Because how bad is the build to this match? Rich, the story's right there. They're career rivals.
I know it's not hard.
What are we doing? Tell us they're career rivals.
Show the match that they had last year. That was an incredible match of the year level match.
You've even got footage of matches they've had that weren't in your company, but you have the
footage. You have all of them. All of them. You have all of the matches they've ever had.
You can show their whole history, acknowledge that they're rivals. That's how you introduce the guy. He came out and gave a decent promo.
Yeah.
Dragunov did 2 weeks ago. He gave a decent promo, which I wasn't sure he could do. And, explain their rivals. Let him give his promo. Have him beat Pete Dunne clean in the middle. Have him beat Roderick Strong clean in the middle. Have them face off in the ring, and that's how the show ends. And you go into that's all it takes. The fuck are we doing here? Everything has to be 50-50'd. It has to be. Walter has to attack him. He has to cause him to lose by distraction. Dragunov has to beat him. Yeah. Then Dragunov beats him up after the distraction finish. Yeah. Right? Then Dragunov wins against Roddy, but then later in the show, Walter has to beat him up.
Yeah.
Because you can't just
nobody can be over. At the end of the show, everybody has to be neutral. Exactly where they were before the show started. They have to be at where the end of the show is. Yeah.
And that's not what NXT used to be.
No.
It used to be booked well. Back when this motherfucker was getting fruit baskets, that's not what this was. That's why you're not getting fruit baskets anymore. And that's why you're running from the media. Because your show fucking stinks. That's why. That's why you do 600,000 viewers and a 0.14 in the demo. Because your show fucking stinks, Paul. It stinks. And you stink. And that's why they're tearing it apart. Because you blew it.